Hey now.
Hey, hey, hey! What's up? What's up?
I like that
Welcome to
intro
Girl Chat
collage.
Sports. Oh, thank you. It is a Women's History Month, and of course, us being women, we've got to show appreciation to the women that have done so many things and brought us so far to get us to where we're at. So we thank everyone. We also will have some woman-inspired guests throughout the month, so stay tuned. I do want to give a big shout out to our sponsor for the month of March. We got Box Out Clothing, hailing out from the east side, east coast, out into Maryland, PG County, Pierce George County. You can find them at www.boxout1co.com. Check them out for some really dope gear. So shout out to them as our March sponsors. And hey, welcome back to West Coast Wednesdays with your girls, Mo and Mel. How you
We
doing?
are here in
Mo is watching
effect.
a game. Who you watching now?
Lakers in Sacramento is starting, baby.
I
Let's
didn't know it was
go.
on. I didn't.
Let's
The
go. And your
Lakers just
Bulls are
like.
playing right now. And the Bulls
Uh,
are actually beating the Pellies tonight. It was
yeah,
104 to 82 when I
I
last
heard
checked.
Zach LaVine's been putting in some work already.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's got like 28 points. That's typical Zach
Yeah, but
Levine. He always
he
puts
had
in
a
that work.
couple of dunks already, I think, and
Hey, it's Zach Levine. What do you expect less? I mean, you're going up against the same record team with I mean, shoot, what are you guys like? What, 15 and 18, and the Pellies are 15 and 19? Y'all's
yeah,
doing
we
the
we
darn
we
thing.
slipped ourselves out of the playoff. Well, I mean, we're not out of it, but we're not in eighth no more. We're down to like 10th. So I'm keeping
Yeah,
my hopes alive. Keeping my hopes
still
alive.
early. You got time. You guys are going to win this game, so you just never know. Put you at 16, 18. Just got to make sure the other teams in the East don't, that are next to you
Hmm.
don't win or have any wins. You know what I'm saying?
We'll
So,
hope not. We'll hope not. We'll hope not.
yeah, hope not.
How's your week been?
It's good. We just kind of going through it. I mean, what do you I don't know. It's been a
Hey,
week, right?
but we can share that we both have now taken the first step into COVID vaccination.
Yes, we have. I'm not going to declare I'm fully vaccinated until I get my
No,
second dose, which is
we're
coming
not.
up soon. But
Mm-mm.
we did go through that first run, first
Yes.
fix of the fives. Both of us getting
Shout
our
out to Miss
fives
Natalie
on.
checking in. Appreciate
Annette,
it. We
thanks for
appreciate
turning your social media on for us tonight. I appreciate that.
it. But
That's
yeah, so
always dope.
I'm excited that I'm one down. Didn't have too much side effects on my end except for a sore arm. So
Good.
that went away after like the second day. And just make sure if you do take the vaccine, guys, drink lots of water, get rest, lots and lots of water.
Yeah, it
So,
hit me on the opposite end. I took it that past Thursday, Friday afternoon. It hit me like a ton of bricks. The fatigue, the chills lasted for about
mhm.
3 hours. Woke up the next morning slightly fatigued. Felt feverish, but wasn't running a temp, which was always good. And then
Okay.
after that, I just was like smooth sailing. It kind of just came and went. But hopefully, the second dose, and everybody says the second dose is the one that hits you. Hopefully, since it hit me this
Right.
time, it won't hit me the next time. But some people get it both, so it just reacts to anybody differently. And I always look at it like, okay, so if this person gets COVID, maybe they have the antibody where it doesn't mess them up so much. Where if I get it, it's gonna mess me up because I got hit with this vaccine stuff. So no telling what that thing would have done to me. And if it was
Right.
any indication of what COVID is, I don't want it. So everybody in the community, please, please keep your mask on,
Yes.
avoid large gatherings, keep your social distancing.
Stay out of Texas.
Stay out of Texas, Mississippi, Wisconsin. Everybody else is trying to open up. Stay out of those places.
Shout out to
Don't do it.
Rashad, JC. Appreciate you chiming in,
Yeah, don't
tuning
do it
in.
if you can help yourself. Please don't do it. It's just we're still
I
not out of the
mean,
woods with this
no.
thing, and love your personal space. So social distancing is important. Love the personal space that you're in, and try to just keep yourself healthy. I mean, that's the big thing. Just want everybody to be healthy and safe coming out of this, and then hopefully we can all be legitimately mask free.
That would be nice.
Yeah,
I would
legitimately
love
mask
that.
free. I
I
would love
would
that.
love it.
Me too.
And the other thing too that I heard about is I heard that when you do get some of the harsher side effects, it's because you probably had COVID to be earlier and you didn't know because you got those. And that's what I've heard from a few people is that when you get hit harder, a little bit harder on the side effects, it means that you may have had that.
Ooh, maybe
a
I
little bit
had it
earlier.
and didn't know.
Maybe you
Wow.
had it and
That's
didn't
kind of
know.
scary to know. And everybody in
Yeah.
my household and my family, none of them had any kind of adverse effects. But they're in the
Mm-hmm.
house all the time too. I also heard like activity, if you're out a lot and your body's always on the go, 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 the vaccine
Right.
can hit you a little hard too, as opposed to those are just comfortably at home most of the time and locked in. So I don't know. It's all good. Glad I got through it. Didn't feel a thing. There is no pain. You don't feel a prick. You don't feel any of that kind of stuff. I literally didn't know he had done it until he was like, I'm done. And I'm like,
That's
oh, I didn't
exactly
feel
what
anything.
I didn't even know. I was like, I just can't look. I don't like needles. And next thing you know, I
You don't
didn't
even
even
see
feel,
a needle.
I didn't even
So
feel
crazy.
anything puncture.
Right. You don't.
I
Yeah,
was like,
it's very
cool.
interesting. Very interesting. 2021. That's how needles administrator. I'm all for it. Like, I don't want to see that big long thing. Shout out to the moms out there who are like, needles. You're scared of that. When I've had an epidural, don't talk to me about needles. I'm giving y'all flowers.
Listen,
Yes, I understand.
I could
understand.
not. At least you don't got to see that needle. So
I understand.
It would be almost impossible. But speaking of, it's been now officially a whole year that we've been in pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
March, we're at the beginning of March. This time last year, we were all kind of like racking up on toilet paper and taking everything off the shelves and thinking that we're going to be, hunkering down for a good month. And now we're a year into it. And
pretty much.
This is what happens.
This
is what happens. So again, welcome to the show with Mo and Mel, Girl Chat Sports. You can catch us every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. For all of you that will maybe listening later on, make sure to always check us out on all your favorite podcast platforms, as well as watch us again on YouTube. But we've got a great guest for you today.
Yes, we do.
Mo has some ties to this person. We've had him on before. It seems almost like forever ago. So
yeah, and I want to just to highlight that this is like, we always talk about boxing. We don't talk about it as much, but a lot of our other platforms, shout out to Levels and some of the other sports shows out there on our network that speak on, shout out to Cassandra, and happy National Women in History Day to you as well, or month. We celebrate you as well because you're always highlighted as well. Mm-hmm. But it's always good when we can talk about the local fighters and kids that are just up and coming and trying to pave their way and make it. And this particular fighter has been working tremendously hard in getting in the amateur boxing arena. And I just am so proud of him because he won one of his first official matches this past weekend. His name's Saul Gomez. So we're going to get him on.
Let's get him on.
Let's celebrate. Hey, Saul.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the
nice
show.
To be back.
And I just have to say, we really have to give you your flowers because you have not stopped. Even in midst pandemic last year, I remember I was walking to the park and saw you, and shout out to ATG, also Champ as well, out there training with Coach Ray. And you weren't going to let a little pandemic stop you from working out, doing what you needed to do to advance to this level that you've come into. So I have to say congratulations.
Oh yeah, it's a nonstop grind all the time. You can never stop. Boxing's already a hard sport as it is, so even with like hard work and everything, people are always trying to work harder than you. So you just it's a 24/7 grind, 365 days a year, So you just gotta stay on it, and we haven't stopped. And thanks to my coach Ray, he's always on us about our conditioning and all that. Just trying to stay focused and stay on all like our nutrition, our weight, and all that stuff. So we just gotta keep going at it.
And how's that been since we were literally hunkered down? Did your diet or anything change, or did you see any changes mentally or any of that when you were going through this whole process during the time you were shut down?
We took a little time off because mostly all the gyms, actually, not even just the boxing gyms, all the gyms closed down. Like they had more restrictions, so we just had to do a little bit of things ourselves, like our running and just we had to stay focused. And I actually had to work out at my house by myself just for a little bit of time, because we couldn't all the gatherings, how they had all these restrictions on us, so we couldn't really meet up as a team and work out together and all that. So we had to just keep a steady grind by ourselves. So it was a little hard, but Coach Ray stayed on us and then just kept in touch with us and then told us to keep training. and it's been a little difficult, but we stayed on it.
That's great. That is awesome. So what got you to this point for last weekend? Well, I didn't even know until like maybe weeks before that Coach Ray had mentioned that you were going to have a fight, and it had been a while. So what led up to this point? What got you into that arena to go where you went to have this fight?
Well, we had been looking for a fight like for a while too, because we've been trying to go pro for a while, but like it's hard to sanction fights here in the U.S. So we had to go to Mexico, and a lot of people are traveling out of state to look for fights because it's really hard to like sanction fights here in Las Vegas because you can't really have a big crowd of people and all that, and only like the big names, the pros, are the ones that are really getting fights right now. So you just gotta. We just had a hard time looking for a fight and just trying to stay busy, because it's really different. It's like you have to actually be in the ring and like different sparring and training. It's a different experience. So it was hard for us to look for a fight and then have one. So we had to actually travel out of the country to actually get a fight. So it was a long process, but I'm glad we got that one out the way because it had been a while since I had fought. So it was just like. I just had to go through the process again, the butterflies and all that. So I was happy to be back in there. Honestly, it was a good experience, and I'm glad I got that one out the way. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get back to it.
That's awesome. And so this type of fight, what was the name of this fight that you had to go to, and what part of Mexico were you in to compete?
It was in Rosarito, Mexico, like right next to Tijuana. I think it was right there. Yeah. It was I didn't know the name of the event, honestly didn't know, but it was a big event. Honestly, it was like 50 fights in it. It's like the biggest event I've ever been to, because usually the ones they have here in Vegas is like 25 fights around there, and this one was almost 50. So it was like a lot of people went there, because I'm saying it's really hard to get fights here in the United States, because like an amateur fight especially. So
that was like an all day process. I mean, 50 fights for one fight.
That's a lot. Our fight was around like 9 at. It was like our fight was like around 9 at night, and the fight started at 1 in the afternoon. So they like right here when they start at 1 in the afternoon, they usually end like around 6, or usually they start at 6 and end like around 9. But this one took like from 9 to 8, so it was like almost 10 hours of just fighting right there. So it was long, and they were trying to get through them like quick. But it still took a long time. It was a disaster for them, I'm pretty sure. But we got through it.
So
was there?
Go ahead.
Was there any was there any like COVID protocols and stuff for this? Like I know you're in a different country, so I don't know how Mexico handles things versus us. Like I don't know if there was something that you had to do in process for it, or even to travel across the border.
I mean, they had their like 6 foot rule, like just like they do here, and then they took everybody's temperature, and they had everybody like trying to like distance themselves. But it was like they really didn't have like it wasn't really strict, but it was like they were trying to enforce like rules. But it was, to me, it seemed like they didn't mind it after a while, because it was a lot of people there, so you couldn't really control everybody. But it was like they were doing their best, honestly, like trying to keep everybody at a distance, and then keep taking everyone's temperature and all that. But like they did what they could.
Yeah, interesting. So did you know about the contender that you were fighting? Did you have any history of this person that you were competing against or anything, or was it just a straight up, this is who you're fighting? And you guys
they told me this is who I'm fighting. So it was just a person that they took. I mean, he was a hard opponent, honestly. Like every punch that I landed on him, I could just feel like he was a strong person. And I'm pretty sure I think he was from San Diego, but I really don't know his history.
Interesting. And so for everyone out there, how old are you right now while you're doing this competition?
I'm 23 right now.
23, young.
Yeah.
Oh, to be young.
Oh, to be 20, your Michael Jordan year, man.
Now, give us details about this fight. How many rounds, because it is an amateur card, I know you don't go like a professional round bout. How many rounds are you guys allowed or allotted for this type of match?
It's 3 rounds for every amateur fight right now.
Okay, and you got him in the 3rd round.
3. Yeah.
Oh, nice. And so what move was it that you knew that you had it? What was your whole thing? First of all, let's back up. Walk me through the first round, how you were feeling in that particular part to the second to your final round.
Well, at first, like we came out and we were just trying to feel each other out, and then like once I found my distance and I landed a couple punches, like I said, I felt like he was pretty strong. He was a strong person, and I felt like he prepared pretty good. And it was just like I was just trying to keep my distance the whole first round, and like as soon as the first round was done, I was like, okay, I feel like I could win this match, and so we just went back. Like it was just a feeling out process the first round, and we came out the second round, and it was like we were exchanging a little more, and then like I felt like he landed a punch on me, and then I just landed that right hand on him, and he just fell to the floor, and I was like, oh damn, I actually got him, and it kind of surprised me. But then like after that, I gained a little more confidence. I felt like okay, I could hurt this guy. So it was just like I just my coaches just told me like take your time a little bit, just land more punches to the body, wear them out, and just take your time with them. So then I went after him. I don't know why. Like as soon as I dropped him the first time, I just went after him, and then I dropped him again. And so after that, it was just like okay, I got this fight. This is all me right here. So
And
then,
a drop you did.
yeah. So he survived that second round, and then the third one, I was like, all right, I could win this easy now, just on points. And so I just like in the third round, I just relaxed a little bit, started using my jab a little more, and it was like I just knew the fight was mine after that second round.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Now you train with Coach Ray, and you also train with Coach Frankie Avalar. Shout out to him as well.
Yeah.
What's the best advice that they've given you through this whole entire process, and especially for that match up and coming?
Process, they've just been telling me like just stay focused. All you have to do is work on your conditioning, stay running, if nothing else. Just so then you can build up your lungs, and then just be healthy, and then watch your weight most of the time. Don't eat too much, but more importantly is just the running, the conditioning, because that's like important in any sport. Just your condition. And leading up to this fight, we'll just like since it was our first fight back, just like just try to stay sharp. Just do a lot more sparring, do a lot more work on the double end bag, and then just work on sharpening your skills on your defense. Especially they've always been talking to me about my defense to like sharpen up on it, move your head a little more, and then just work on that, like little things.
Nice. Very
And
so
also my
what do
right
you
hand too, which is
what do you
rotating
think is the hardest part about trying, like you said, you had been a while since you'd had your last fight. What's the hardest part of staying motivated during the time like this, or during a break such as this big between fights? Like what keeps you motivated to stay in shape, to eat right, to be out there training so long every day? Like what's the motivation?
just that I've been doing it for so long, just that it's already like muscle memory, and then just like I'm already used to like dieting and all that, and like I'm a naturally skinny person, so it's like really hard for me to gain weight. So just like running a little bit, and then like I'm just already used to it.
You got those hard to have problems. Must be nice.
Right, must be, exactly. And your opponent
yeah.
was much larger than you. Did he really think he had a chance? That was the thing, because you are, to your point, very skinny.
Yeah, he was just wider than me. Like as soon as I seen him in weigh-ins, I'm like, oh, damn, I'm gonna have a hard fight. But I just seen him. Like I even told Coach Ray, I was like, I already know him fighting. He looks pretty thick. Like I'm gonna see how like we go into it.
Okay. Now you mentioned your right. So is that your power punch? You're good at the right jab?
I guess it is. I've dropped a couple people with that same punch, so I'm going with that one.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. What's up next for you? What do you have planned?
Well, we were just talking with my coaches earlier. We're just gonna see if there's any events around April or May, and then we'll just go from there right now.
Okay, cool.
That's dope.
Yeah,
I love it.
How did you feel having the belt in your possession?
Oh man, it feels good. It's like the best feeling, because all that hard work you put in, it just shows in the ring, and then just getting that trophy or whatever they give you is just like a big accomplishment for you, no matter like who the opponent is. I mean, it does feel good when your opponent's a little harder, because then you get that feeling like, oh, I beat a pretty good person, and you feel way better. But it's just all that hard work that you put in. It just all pays off right there.
That's great. Now, did you get to bring the belt or this trophy home with you then?
Yeah, I have it right there in my bag still.
You still have it in your bag?
You gotta
Yeah,
put it up on a wall or something. Jeez,
yeah, I'm
that
about
should be
to.
your
I'm gonna put it
next
in my
Instagram.
trophy case.
I need you to have that on the Instagram pretty soon. There's got to be some kind of photo shoot coming up. Get that thing on there.
Yeah, I'll put
Right.
it up.
So give us a breakdown real quick of your workout regimen. How often are you working out in the week, and how many hours are you working out with Coach Ray or by yourself independently?
Well, I try to get an early morning run like before I go to work, and then after that, I just go to the gym after that. And
What time is
at the
early?
gym, we just usually what was that?
What time is early for you?
Like 5 in the morning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because
early.
I got to leave to work like around 6.
Oh,
And after
wow.
that, once I get to the gym, I have to like usually I just jump rope at the beginning, then we just shadow box, then hit the bags for a bit, and then just do our exercises like we usually do. That's our usual. And then in the weekends we just do a big run. Either like we go to a different types of parks with Coach Ray.
Man.
You
And do
lost
that
me
how
at
many
5 a.m. So
Right, right.
Yeah, it's really
And are
cold
you
right
doing
now.
that every day of the week, Saul? Or is there days off or no such thing? Or is that how
Yeah, we
often?
usually try to take like one day off, like around Sunday or
Day
Saturday,
off.
one of the days on the weekend.
One day off. But it pays off. I'm like, one day off. But you see what the
Oh
hard
yeah,
work
it does.
brings. I mean, it brings you a nice belt, a big one at that. So kudos to you. And I hope in the future we can actually attend a bout or see you in
yes.
action.
Oh, for sure.
And in the meantime, just keep working on it. And tell us how long too you've been boxing and getting to this level. How many years has it been that you started?
Well, I
From the time you
started when
started?
I was 14, but I took a year off, so it's about to be like nine years.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
excellent. That is so
Yeah.
excellent, Saul. Yeah, I wish you the best. Like, this is just
Thank you.
phenomenal. I was so happy that you were
Most
able
definitely.
to win. And we've got people chiming in saying,
Yeah.
congratulating you, saluting you, and still shocked about the 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Saying how much of a
Thank you.
beast you are.
Yeah.
So it really is a beast mode. I mean, 5 a.m. I'm not even thinking about 5 a.m.
I'm
I used
going
to
to
not get to
sleep
bed
at like
till
1
5 a.m.
o'clock. Like I don't even know.
Right. Man, from binge watching these shows, I feel like I'm only 3 hours in from the time I finish
Hello.
my show. Like at this point,
Right.
yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Oh my gosh.
So, are you following any other sports? Or are you strictly on the boxing tip?
Right now I'm just around boxing. I follow MMA a little bit, and then basketball too, but just mostly boxing.
Oh, okay. Very good. Cool. Yeah. Very cool.
And then soccer a little bit, but when the World Cup's going on, who doesn't watch that?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, 5 a.m. I'm still stuck on that. I just,
shout out to Mike Dixon.
I wasn't even doing 5 a.m.s like that. I was getting home at 5 a.m. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wasn't. At 23, no way.
At 23, most definitely. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I was getting home at 5.
Hard.
I wasn't thinking about a workout at 5. No, you know what I mean. But I just think I think it's just the most awesome thing. I wish
we do have a question for you though. Favorite NBA team, since you are you did mention NBA. So shout out to Mike Dixon in the house. Yeah. Curious to know what that is.
Oh, my favorite team is the Lakers.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
I already knew the answer to that.
Of course it is.
I sat there.
How could it not be?
Yes, I sat there. Yeah. I knew he was a Laker guy. I already knew. So
Lakers all day.
That's right. Talk about that Laker Nation all day. Of course, that purple and gold. Your next shorts are going to be purple and gold. Or what are your fight colors? Do you have a specific color of fight, like trunks? If you had a preference, what are your? I know you go off of the team. But if you had your druthers, what would you have as far as your boxing shorts? What colors?
Oh, I always like neutral colors, so it will be like black and gray and white, just like gray. Or if I would add some color, it would probably just be blue.
Oh, okay, that's what's up. That's what's up.
The Raiders colors too.
Yes, exactly. I knew I knew where you were going with that. I knew you were a Raiders fan too. I knew you had an affinity. I already knew. Hey, Coach Ray's not going to allow it to be anything else. You can't coach under Coach Ray. Can't fight
Ray,
if you're not a Lakers or Raiders fan. I already know what it is with him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm already knowing. Well,
I
wish you, like I said, I wish you the best. I want you to keep grinding, keep striving. Please let us know when your last fight is, and where can the audience find
Please,
you?
yes.
Oh, for sure.
On social media and that.
The audience can find me at Instagram at Saul_G_Placencia and Saul Gomez on Facebook.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well,
Oh,
we
wait, we got
you.
one more quick question
Oh, you got
for
a question?
you.
All right.
Mike's hot in the inbox today. What do you think about YouTubers like Jake Paul challenging pro boxers?
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, I don't mind them boxing, honestly, if they're bringing like exposure to the sport and all that. Like I know a lot of kids that are just talking about boxing just because of them and they watch YouTube and all that, but it's like, I don't know, a lot of boxers like hating on them, but like I don't really mind it as long as you're making your money, you know, and you don't disrespect the sport. I mean, a lot of people take it as disrespect, but I don't think it really is that big of a deal. I mean, they're bringing a lot of views to the sport, and I hear a lot of people talking about like Ryan Garcia and all of them because they like follow Instagram and all these big boxers. So I think just keep doing them. You know, it's cool to me.
And what did you think about this past fight? Because not only did you have a fight, but Canelo had a fight as well. What did you think about the Canelo match? And what do you think of him as a boxer? Because a lot of people were like, okay, he knocked this guy down. The guy didn't even come out swinging 3 rounds and it was over. It's kind of like a joke of a kind of card fight. And he's got a few more set up already to go. What are your thoughts on Canelo right now as far as his career? Because he's all we've got right now as far as that realm of boxing.
Well, I feel like that's just how good Canelo is. You know, that was his mandatory. That was like his #1 challenger, and he just like took care of him like in 3 rounds, and he made it look easy, honestly. So like that's what people are looking at, and they don't like that, but that's just how good Canelo is right now. Like he's pretty unstoppable. So it's like you can't really say nothing. That's his mandatory challenger for his title. So, and he took care of him like that. So it's like it just shows you how good Canelo is right now, and he's just getting better, honestly. Like how I see it.
Very cool. All right.
Good. Well, yes, please make sure you let us know when the next fights are that we can, fans and stuff can attend, because we'd love to see you get that next trophy or belt or whatever it is.
Yeah, for sure.
And get them pictures on Instagram. We got to see you with that belt. You got to show off what you're working hard.
Yeah, I got you.
Yes, definitely, Saul. Definitely.
Thank you,
Saul Gomez, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. What a good kid, man. God, to be 23 again, right?
5 a.m. I was coming from the clubs at 5 a.m.
I wasn't even home yet sometimes by 5. At 23? That's when I just moved to Vegas.
Telling you, after hours would kick off like probably 3 or 4. You'd be lucky if I was in by 5. But most of the time it'd be before 5 or right on the dot or something, because I'd have to go to work, you know. So
and shout out to the sponsor, Box Out. We got them tuning in.
Yes,
we also are live on 24/7 AM radio out there. And so shout out to Carlos Howard out there. We appreciate you. So you can always find us on the repeat on Tuesdays, and then you can also go to their website at 24/7amradio.network.com to watch our shows live on Wednesdays. And I'm sorry we weren't able to get the question out for you. He had wondered to know who his favorite boxer was.
Oh, yes.
That would have been good, yeah.
That would have been, yeah, we didn't get that.
Yeah.
But all I know is he is on his way to greatness. And
he is. Mike Dixon says he's 23
He feels like he's 23 every day. Whatever.
Natalie, you were fast, not all of us, okay?
I mean, listen, I'm not even going to front. That 5 a.m.
You said kept an overnight bag in the car. Who even needed an overnight bag back then? Like,
I mean, toothbrush in the glove box. That's pretty much all you needed, honey. Extra little stuff like that.
We didn't need no chargers because no one really had. I mean,
we didn't have cell phones, so you couldn't capture the madness, which was perfect for me in my 20s.
Thank you. And no social media.
Thank you. No, none of that to have spies. I wouldn't even been posting half of those shenanigans I've gotten into.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yes.
I'm really trying to tell you.
Right.
But for anybody that is just tuning in, we appreciate you. We had a great show. Saul, we would really appreciate you for coming on. I can't get over the 5 a.m. at 23. That's not even something I can wrap my head around.
Not at this age, but back then for sure. I guess if we were training for sure. Because I remember those times I'd go out and I could go home, enough time to shower and get ready for work and go to work and work all day, come home, do the same thing.
But could you be training all day?
I don't know. I mean, no, I don't know.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
It is tough. I don't know. I really don't. But the fact that he's keeping his belt in the
thanks
bag
for
is
tuning in to
funny to
Girl
me.
Chat Sport. Yes.
That was
Well,
hilarious to
yeah,
me.
and I,
But
I
you're
went
not
on,
ready to put
I
the
went on your
belt up?
Instagram, and I was like, let me see what I'm waiting to see like what his Instagram posts are from winning the fight, and I'm like, why? There's no post about the fight. There's no. Hang
We
on.
can't see the belt.
What's going
nothing. We see him in action, working and training, but I see no belt.
on?
He's like, I got the belt in my bag. You know, he's still. I guess maybe it's still surreal for him that he actually won a match. I don't know.
I'm trying to tell you, he definitely dedicated,
He
and to be
definitely is
that young
dedicated,
and to be
man.
so dedicated. There wasn't much I was dedicated for at 23.
No, I know.
Except for having a good time.
Mine was party, yes, for sure. And I got to shout out Coach Ray, because I know Ray, and he works these boys, and he's always telling me, you know, Mo, come train with me. At 45, are you kidding me right now? Are you trying to put me on that same level as these kids? Because I'm going to have to do the geriatric training version. Like, I'm going to have to do the old lady version. Like, get me onto something like that, and maybe I'll consider it. But I can't do what he does at 5 a.m. You're not calling my phone at 5 a.m. Guess who's going on Do Not Disturb? No, not waking up for that.
Ain't no alarm getting
Weather's not even popping right now for me to be outside like that right now.
Look, at my mom is watching right now, and I can guarantee she could probably count on one hand how many times I ever woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Quick question. Like, this is the craziest thing too. Like, what time is your mom the type to stay up late?
Yes.
Sleep for a few hours and then turn around and be up super early?
Yes, she can do that all the time. My mom is
do that.
Without giving my mom's age, she's still young at heart. But yeah, she could be. I mean, granted, she takes her little couch naps. You know, I'll call her and I know she was sleeping for a second. But, you know, she could be up until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning and then, you know, be back up at 6. Like when I was young or like in high school and whatever, I didn't have a curfew and I didn't have to like sneak in. My mom was still up when I got home and I'd just be like, hey, I made it home. Like in my and then be up at 6, getting us ready for school.
How is this possible for them to do that? Not to put my parents on blast. I mean, they'll binge watch a show and they're saying, oh, we were up till 4 watching this. And I said, oh, well, what time did you wake up? Oh, we woke up about 6:37. What? That's 2 hours. Like, how do you? I don't understand.
My mom can be up making, and my mom, when I was home a couple weeks ago, she was up making this homemade trail mix, right? And she was up till probably like 2, maybe 3. I don't know. I was already asleep. And when I woke up, she was up already, like ready for breakfast. Like,
I don't get it. And then they call me and say, oh, I slept in today. What's sleeping into you? Oh, I woke up about 8, 9.
Yeah.
That's sleeping in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. Well, let's get back into some more sports. Again, for those tuning in, we've got a new sponsor for March, Box Out Clothing.
Shout out Box Out.
Check them out. www.boxout1.co.com. They got some fresh gear. They're raining there from out there in Pierce, Georges County, Maryland. So make sure to check them out. Yeah.
I want a hoodie. I saw that hoodie on there.
They got some hoodies. I'm saying they got some colors too. So, real quick, let's talk some quick hot topics. The PGA Tours had honored Tiger on Sunday wearing the red shirts, black pants. I had made a post about whoever wins better have a red shirt on because how did you not get the memo? And of course, Colin Morikawa, who's 24, he won the PGA on Sunday, the tournament on Sunday. And funny because my cousin from California had put in the comments, so I didn't see the end of it. I only saw the beginning and noticed who wasn't wearing red shirts. And I'm thinking, how hard is it to get a red shirt? Whether it be from your sponsor, from wherever, it shouldn't be that hard, even to run into Target and get you a red shirt for the show. But I digress. But apparently Colin had some really great words about Tiger after winning because he is 24. Tiger was the person he was looking up to, you know, through his time growing up in golf. And, you know, he made a really powerful statement about being able to thank those people while they're here. So he had like a really great thank you to Tiger for all he's done, all that he's meant to him, because he said that too many people are losing family and friends and other people that they're not able to say that to while they're here. So very important. It was very cool that he said that because, I mean, it makes you think, because COVID this whole year has been a doozy for a lot of people. Right. And there's a lot of people that we haven't been able to thank because of it, because life is short. We don't know when our time is. So,
yeah.
Oh, yes.
The only thing I can say about that was I did love the representation of those that did participate in wearing the red, the black, and the black pants. I mean, I did see a golfer with the white, the black pants. I mean, 2 out of 3, I guess, ain't bad. Do what you do. But, you know, some people, it was probably pretty painful for them because even the knowing about the accident, a lot of the golfers were torn up about it, and they have that mental thinking while you're out there playing had to be just as tough as trying to win the match in itself. But the solidarity and the coming together of that and the recognizing of how great Tiger is, I think that was just absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Yeah. And I wouldn't suggest maybe a red polo because that Target red ain't the red. It's like a deeper kind of red.
I meant like cherry. You could go there to find a red.
Oh, got you. Because I'm thinking that Target red honey polo.
But I'm sure at this level, like any kind of like maybe you have to have a certain fabric or a certain feel or a certain size just to be, you know, to be in your game. I'm sure
those golfers can get an apparel request with Nike to get a red.
Well, then he made the comment about, oh, I know my manufacturer, my, you know, sponsor had sent one, but maybe the weather delay. And I'm thinking, like, we've already passed the snowstorm, so I'm not sure where the weather delay is. But hey, you know, he won, so congrats to him.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nate, for joining in. We appreciate you coming in no matter what time.
Yes, you on time is seeing us, so you're right.
Okay, and we're going to get some hoodies, so that's cool.
All right, that's dope. Hoodies. You know, and I have a homegirl that lives in PG County. Shout out to Erica out there in PG County, Howard alum, doing her thing, teaching virtually still, adhering to COVID. I believe she's still virtual teaching out there, but I have to get one for her too because she can represent her neighborhood.
Get them colors, some Howard colors.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That bison blue.
Mm-hmm. Another hot topic, which I had posted, I think almost before a lot of people had got into it, was this whole Nike exec scandal. So
I saw that yesterday.
Resigned after, you know, making her way to the top of Nike.
First of all, say her position. She is the VP of global branding for America of Nike. So she's the vice president and was forced to resign. And why was she forced to resign?
Oh, because her son was reselling sneakers and part of his sneaker resale business.
Okay.
He had an American Express that I guess, was opened by him, but it was under her name. Okay. And there's a couple different stories as to how they kind of put 2 and 2 together. But I guess whoever was interviewing him for, I think it was a Forbes or some kind of interview he had like in December or so. I guess someone called. From what I heard is that somebody had made a call to the interviewer, and on the caller ID, it had her name, and they were able to be like, "Wait, that's from Nike." And then we put with her son, and then he's got this huge business, and where he's been posting all these like very elite Nikes that no one can find, and that you're basically paying like 100 times the value of for resale. And so this guy's been making a ton of money, and because of that, his mom, who's been working hard, had to resign.
No more plugs for him. Plug is gone. And hopefully that opens us up, which I highly doubt because the bots are still living and thriving for me to get my sneakers.
Because I want them Carolinas come Sunday.
I mean, I want both of them. I want the 1s and the 4s. I tried to go to the taupe 4s. I slept on those because my nephew had them a hole for me, and I just totally spaced it to go get my taupe 4s. So they're gone. But I mean... I'm not surprised by this in the least bit. I mean, it's always going to come down.
I'm sure there's
working for the company.
There's others out there doing it.
Yeah. I mean, the sneaker game is real. You know, it's very profitable. It's one of those things that certain styles do appreciate. Some kind of stay stagnant. Mm-hmm. But when you can get those rare ones, like the new Dornbreckers that's coming out, or new Travis Scott that's coming out, or any collab that's coming out, or an ambush Nike, or any of those things. You've got an in with the plug of a VP, and he just totally, being a kid, took advantage of that. I'm not excusing it, but the fact that he even had pictures of his
like Generation Z? Is that what we're on?
Yeah, we're on Gen Z. And he had pictures of his whole sneaker boutique and was having flex sessions with all the sneakers. It's just, it was bound to happen. Like,
let's go and catch up with you somewhere. Somehow.
Absolutely. And you cost your mom her job. Like, you're grounded for life. Like, I don't want you ever talking to me again. But it's not to say that she won't get a job somewhere else, I'm sure. But Nike is the business. Like, how would you just, vice president, a woman, you've worked there as an intern starting out, and you've worked your way so hard to get to this level. and your son is the one that takes you and knocks you out, your son takes you out.
Les says, I wonder
You're
if
not
the
sitting
guy
at the
get
dinner
my
table
Nike.
for a long time, son. You are no. Not only did you get sunned, your son is like done. Like I would be beside myself. I wouldn't even know what to do. But I feel like she knew. I feel like she had to have
I think
known.
you have to know. I mean, I
She
get
had
he's
to have
not
known.
living
Come
with her,
on.
but how do you not know there's a huge stash of shoes in your kid? I mean, codes, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Les,
Les
don't
said,
blow up your plug. Don't blow up your plug, Les.
yeah,
Don't do it.
don't blow up your
Just
plug,
don't
Les.
blow up your plug, guy. Just stay chill, lay low. If you're getting a plug, keep your plug. I'm not disclosing any of my plugs. You get them, you get them. We don't want to blow up nobody's spot, and you definitely don't want to mess up the church's money.
Can you just
That's what you
DM
don't want to
me?
do.
Can you just DM me the plug? Cause that's all I need. That's all I need. That's all I need. It's too
I'm
much.
sure I'm sure. And I'm sure with her resignation in her contract, she did get of her money, of course.
Sure
but at the end of the day, it's the principle, though. You still lost your job off of an integrity piece, and you don't want to lose your job in a business position off of integrity or morals or any of those things, because what's business without ethics, right? You know? So that's the thing. It's kind of a man. I mean, you work so hard to get to a level, and your son just takes you out like that. It's just kind of wrong. But I feel like she knew. I feel like she knew something. I
think
that, and
she
I was
had
like,
to have known. I
I
mean,
looked at that, and
no
everybody was like,
one's
oh,
getting that
I see
kind of
this.
action without getting some kind of assistance, like some kind of, I don't know. That was just a lot.
I mean, listen, I have friends that work for Nike. I never would ever tread on that, because I knew the severity of their positions with that company and what it meant. And they can't do anything for you. If they tell me flat out no, it's a no.
It is what
and I'm
it
not
is.
going to bug, and I'm not going to press. And it's just, if the sneaker gods are on my side, I'll get the sneaker that I channel in and want and pray for, So that's just what it is.
Okay.
Interesting, though. Very interesting.
It is. The other one that I wanted to bring up, because we had mentioned it last week, it's been a little bit more vocal now in the hate against Asian Americans and the rise in hate crimes. Jeremy Lin, who we all know from being in the NBA, who had played overseas and also played in the G League for the Golden State Warriors G League team, opened up about how he was being called coronavirus by some players.
Who said that?
He won't tell any. He won't speak up as to who it was, because he's like, I'm not doing this to bury them, to put it all on them. But I want people to know that this is happening and this is something that needs to be done. So I know the NBA said they were going to be looking into it. He actually went on CNN and had a nice little discussion with Don Lemon. So
Don Lemon. I love how you say Lemon.
I like because it's Don Lemon. I always call him Don Lemon.
No, it's Lemon.
I love it. I love Don Lemon, and I love his Instagram because it fits him and all of his 3 dogs and his partner. I just
Don Lemon.
Don Lemon.
I love it. I love it.
Like that. But he had a great show with him, and a great discussion. I mean, he doesn't want revenge against the player. He just wants there to be some kind of understanding as to what's happening. And of course, a lot of this came after, our previous.
Well, he was the one that called it the China virus.
Yeah, the one. Yeah, it was too much. It's too, and it's sad. And it's also sad that, Lynn was from California. He was raised in a very, mixed, cities there's a huge population of Asian Americans in California. And for him to then go through this in a city like the Bay Area, that is like one of the top places for Asian Americans here in the United States, is almost ridiculous too. So that
matters not apparently, because people are just viciously getting attacked, and it's just not right. And the hashtag Stop Asian Hate needs to be, I need to see more of it. And I'm saddened that I'm not seeing more of it. I think that needs to be something that garners attention. Has nothing, and it does not take away from Black Lives Matter. Mm-hmm. It is a whole encompasses the same type of hate we're going through. Some probably have lost their lives or had life-threatening injuries, and not even just for the physical harm it causes. The words hurt, and the generalization and cultural stereotypes that go along with that. And so we have to really, really recognize that this hate is just no good on all ends of the spectrum. And it also needs to be some solidarity within all of our communities as
Unity
one
as well.
to, yeah. And it just needs to be, recognized. And I'm just not seeing enough of it. And I would like to see more people. So if you can, everyone listening, please, please, I got my Asian sister right here. You know her. She has a mom, she has family, she has brothers, siblings, everybody. And I know, even if you don't know her directly, if you see her indirectly, these things hurt. Like hashtag stop Asian hate, please join the movement. Know that this is something that we all have to be together on. And hopefully we can just kind of go into a new year, new season, knowing that hate crimes are zero tolerance, any kind of hate whatsoever. So please, yeah.
Appreciate
it's just wrong. And it's
it
just
is
like
wrong.
Kenya Martin trying to come for Jeremy Lin back in the day about Jeremy Lin wearing his hair a certain way. And I love the clapback of Jeremy Lin saying, well, you have a lot of the Asian tattoos on you, but I never said anything about that. So we want to talk about cultural appropriation.
Jeremy Lin is a good guy, man.
And he really is. And I mean, he said it very nicely, as best as he could. And it wasn't no shade, but it was shade. And I loved it. I was living for it because I always have those questions too.
Yeah. I mean, we all think, we all wonder, but it's nice to hear.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So kudos to him for speaking out. He's been speaking out on a lot of things.
I'm getting a lot of feedback.
Lemon, like Bacardi Lemon. Exactly. She's making about a Bacardi drink, you guys. She's totally Bacardi'd his butt. If you don't say his name, say it right. That's the problem. See,
but I just enjoy it.
I know.
But
it's fun. It's so funny, but it's not funny because as Black people, we get mad at people mispronouncing our names and saying our names wrong. So I get where you're coming from on that, but it's like, it's Lemon.
I think it's because I know how his name is, but then in my head, I always say Don Lemon because it makes me laugh. But then I think, okay, so I didn't, I'm broadcasting, not realizing I'm not just in my head talking. So that's part of it.
So you named him Bacardi drink, you guys.
Hey, let's keep it moving though. So All-Star draft is tomorrow night.
Yes.
So even though KD is injured, he still will be a captain for his team. So Sunday it comes down to, here's the deal. And I don't know, this is a little, entertainment / sports, but I don't know what time it's supposed to be on, but Oprah has a huge interview with Harry and Meghan that's supposed to be out on Sunday. Same time as All-Star game and the whole All-Star thing. So I'm curious to see how that affects some ratings out there as well.
It should not.
They're spilling tea though, I think.
Yeah. I heard it's good. I'm
gonna record it and watch
it. Go into the royals with it though. I think they're gonna be kind. I don't know if they're gonna get too deep enthralled with it.
I don't know. I feel like because it was supposed to be an hour and a half and it went 2 hours because it was so.
If anybody can bring it out of them, I'm sure she will.
Of course. Anyway, so All-Star game Sunday. Of course, All-Star weekend has been condensed into one day. They made the announcements for 3-point contests like Curry, Booker, Levine, Tatum, Jaylen Brown.
And then they have the Americas team against the foreign team, right?
Are they doing that?
Yeah, they're still doing that. The Americas.
I don't know if it's actually playing though, is it? I don't know.
I saw the squad lineup on
But when are they
Instagram.
playing it? Because I don't think it's before the game and it's not after.
Is it Friday?
But it's not a weekend anymore. It's just one day.
It's just one day? Oh, well, maybe they're not doing it.
If anybody's listening and knows about that.
Let us know, because I saw a post where they had the All-Star lineup for the American team, and they made Zion Williams captain of that American team, and then they have the foreign team too. So I don't know when they're playing, or I don't know.
Yeah, because 3-point contest, skills competition are prior to the game. Game goes on, dunk contest.
Maybe they're doing it early in the morning.
I'm waiting to see the judges for the dunk contest. We got Dominic Wilkins will be there, Dee Brown, cool. Jason Richardson, Spud Webb.
Nice.
I'm excited for that. Yeah, I'm excited for that. And nobody's returning that won any of the competitions last year to reign supreme and defend.
So is this still going to be open to fans or is it closed?
It's Atlanta. Are they? I don't think I don't think the mayor was wanting fans, right?
Yeah, but did they make that the end all be all? Is it closed circuit TV for us? I'm curious about that. Well, I guess we'll see on Sunday, won't we?
Okay, so Les mentioned that they announced the teams, but they don't think they're actually playing a game.
Playing a game. Oh, okay. So yeah, they did announce the teams, but I was just like, okay,
Yeah,
well,
I
why
saw that, but I was like, where does that fit in? Because they weren't doing anything. Yeah. Carlos said no fans.
No fans. Okay, good to know. Keep them healthy and safe, because after All-Star break, we got to turn it on. We got to see what's going on for the playoffs. Man. Oh, poor essential girls. They'll still make their money though. They'll still get their bread. They still get their bread.
It's still gonna be a popping week. I mean, I know they're still got not concerts, but they've got celebrity basketball games happening on the other days. I've seen some posts on like Bleacher Report and some of the Twitters and stuff. So
yeah, and I saw flyers too for a lot of epic parties too, super spreader parties and events.
Yeah. Why Nate's what happened to our Dave and Buster shootout? You know, we got to ask Quan. We'll talk to Quan about that. I don't know if Mo's gonna go.
That was between you and Heather. That was the competition.
Oh, and Heather too, but Quan was down too.
Oh well, then yeah,
I'll have to work on that. Maybe we'll do it during March Madness or something, because that's coming up.
Yes, shout out to March Madness. That starts really soon.
Yes. That's good. Speaking of Atlanta, the Hawks fired their coach, Lloyd Pierce, and now Nate McMillan, who was the assistant coach, is now interim head coach. So that should be interesting. I mean, I'm still a fan of Nate. He's still a Sonic in my eyes and coached a Sonic. So
you hate to see it. Yeah, hate to see it.
Did you catch the Harden's tribute for the Houston game when they had it today?
The what?
James Harden's
the what?
tribute. James Harden's tribute.
Why would I want to be interested in that?
Because you were watching basketball. I don't know.
I wasn't watching that. I literally turned the TV on when I knew the Lakers were coming on.
What's your nickname for him again?
Who?
Don't you have a nickname for Harden?
No, I have a nickname for Chris Paul.
I thought your family had one for him. Oh, okay. Yeah.
There's Bearcat, Gator Mouth, that's Nate Robinson, and Bouncy, Chris Paul.
Bouncy, that's the one I like.
Yeah, it's Chris Paul.
I just want to watch a game with your family one day post-COVID when we're all vaccinated. We can all sit down and watch a game, and
they are into
I can hear Mr. and Mrs. Threesby talk. Oh, bouncy, and this and that.
They're into it. Well, I mean, as a collective, as a team, we really don't, care for James Harden's game playing, because he pushes off and all that kind of mumbo jumbo. So we haven't come up with a nickname for him. But Reggie Evans was the Bearcat because of his features, I guess, apparently. I had to Google what a Bearcat was to see what the talk was. And when I saw it, I was like, oh my God.
Who knew?
It's a Bearcat. I never even heard of such a thing as a Bearcat. Did you? I've never heard of a Bearcat.
Yes,
before.
I have, because there's the college in Montana. I think it's not Montana State Bobcats. I think it is.
Okay.
I only know because my brother went to University of Montana, and they're the Grizzlies. I know they always have this competition, because I have cousins that were. I don't know.
I've never heard of a Bearcat.
You got to be in the country for a Bobcat, basically.
I never heard of a Bearcat until I Googled it. It's a Bearcat. I've never heard of it. For him to sit up and just say that in casual talking as he's snacking and watching a game. Oh, he looks like a Bearcat. Like, what the heck is a Bearcat? Oh my God.
Spring training has started, y'all. Yes. I'm excited. I actually bought tickets. I'll be sitting in the lawn at the Mariners versus Diamondbacks game on the 15th.
Very good. So, very good.
My towel. I noticed today, I was watching the game because I kind of wanted to see what people were allowed to bring. And I saw people with full-on bags and blankets and hanging out. So if anybody has a mitt I can borrow, because I would love to catch me a home run or two. That
would be dope. I know Gavin Newsom announced that LA for opening day is allowing fans in the stadiums for Dodger Stadium and Anaheim Stadium for the Angels and stuff. Okay. Of course, it'll be social distancing and it'll be select seating and all of that. And he didn't give a specified amount of the percentages, but he is working on a way for fans to attend opening day. So
lovely.
That'd be cool.
Natalie, I will take your mitt from you so I can borrow that for the weekend. Hopefully I'll get a foul ball or a home run or wherever
and then hopefully you can get it signed.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. You catch those balls, media.
And the
just
Mariners
says,
have a
"Hey,
good, like, young team. They're still like, last
yeah,
year they were like one of the youngest teams in the league. This year they haven't made much changes, and they're still doing great. They actually came back from behind and tied the game in the final. So
okay,
that was good. Yeah. Shout out to Jose. We are joining Jose later. So if you guys
yes, we
are
are."
still online, come 9 o'clock, please tune in to Straight Bet Sports with Jose V. He's got a great show lined up for Women's History. So we can't wait to be part of that.
Girl
Yeah.
Chat Sports After Dark. So it'll be like midnight on the East Coast. If you
I
guys
know,
are still up,
right?
that would be dope. If you guys can check us. It'd be
Real.
cool if you tap into us.
For sure, for sure.
Let's kick it. I know you're a Lakers fan. I need you to check that score for me, my G.
It's not on for you?
It is, but I can't see from here. Even though my TV is kind of elevated from the wall, I can't see the bottom half, and I don't want to have to stand up and be rude. Oh, I see it. 53-52.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 53-52. Let's go Lakers. No LeBron. No
and my
AD.
Bulls beat New Orleans.
Oh, they did? What was the final score?
128-124.
I told you they were owning them. That's good.
Levine
Wait,
had
128 to 124?
Yes.
Man,
Levine had
Pelicans came
36
back.
points.
Yeah, he's listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I can't be mad at him if he leaves Chicago. I really can't after this season.
We're not trying to push that.
No.
Have
But
them
I mean,
bring some people in, okay?
you guys have an organization that's known to
I
things,
understand that fully, but
and
let's hope for change.
I can't be
Let's hope
mad,
for
and I know
change.
other Chicago Bulls that understand fans
Get
that
these
understand
Bulls
me on
back.
this because he is
back.
wasting talent on that team. If y'all don't make the playoffs with this guy, he's gone. I'm just gonna put it that way. So I hope you guys win a whole bunch of games because he has to go somewhere where he's appreciated and loved and knows he's gonna be a winner somewhere.
I know. I get it.
Because he's too beast for that. And I can't believe the Pelicans came back. They were on a huge deficit from them. When I had told you the score in the fourth, it was like 9 minutes left in the fourth. And I believe the score was like 102-84. So for them to come back at 124 and 148 or 128, you said?
That's big.
That's huge for them. Man, they turned it on. What a game. Gotta love it.
Got to love it.
Yep.
What else was I gonna mention today?
Oh, so the
JJ
Knights
Watt
have their
shows
game
up.
tonight.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, JJ Watt. And the Knights have their game tonight.
Yes.
Right?
The Knights had a crazy overtime on Monday. Mark Stone had 5 assists. Pacioretty had the winning shot in overtime. It was just like they had come back from, I think they were down 2 in the third period. Came back.
And they're third right now in the West,
overtime. Yeah. We're first in the West Division.
Oh, we're first in the West Division. We're third in the league.
Per the ESPN hockey people, we're third, in their rankings of the teams.
Okay.
However, but point wise, as far as the whole league goes, we're like 10 or 12 because point value, we don't have, our points aren't as great. So.
Gotcha.
Anyway, yeah. But also, so girl power.
Yes.
I don't know if anyone had a chance to check it out. I know Asia had a Players Tribune article last summer, but she had another one recently that was released. I think it was yesterday or the 1st, called Dear Black Woman. But she basically talks about her battle with depression, like after winning an MVP, after getting, a statue made of her at her college. I mean, she talks about all these things that she's should be happy for, and she had a real hard time and was going through major anxiety and panic attacks, and she really broke it down throughout the entire article. It's a very long article, very detailed. I really love the Players Tribune for allowing these players to kind of come full force and be who they are and be very transparent. So it was, she talked about not being able to wake up some mornings wanting to cry because she had talked about being in that bubble and being, in just this happy, around the girls, sticking your heads just on the game. You're not really seeing kind of what's happening in the world other than maybe the TV or whatnot, but you won't have time to watch all that. And then you come out the bubble and it's like, oof.
Yeah.
Having to deal with all that's going on.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can totally see that. I mean, the mentals are real for a lot of reasons. And Liz Cambage experienced her own type of mental health. And a lot of these players go through it. And big ups for Players Tribune because Kyle Korver with his story, they just allow these athletes to have a platform to speak on, and kind of it's soothing when they can write and express the things that they want. Yeah. Right. Shout out to Miss Ball and D.
What's
She
up,
just
Miss
had her
Vaughn
show,
Z?
New to
Yes.
Gorilla Cross. Welcome to the family on that. Very transparent. And that's what you need is transparency and honesty and upfrontness. And I think that was more so not for the audience to read, but for herself. I think
Yeah.
those were that's the way to unpack a lot of things that go on through your mind. A lot of people express it through a journal. And the journal is just between them. But to get those words on paper, to see it is actually a release, a physical release and a mental release of doing that. So big ups to her. That's dope, you know.
And
We need
I
more
think
of
what
that.
mentioned too at the very end was that it's okay. You can be vulnerable and be the MVP. You can be vulnerable and still be a CEO. You can be vulnerable and still be in
absolutely.
the White House. Like, all these people are, supposed to be, unfazed by things, and it's okay to be phased. It's okay to cry. It's okay to seek help, seek a
Yeah.
therapist, seek a psychiatrist,
Absolutely.
psychologist, any of those things. So we
Absolutely.
applaud you on that. And the other one, of course, Renee Montgomery. I mean, first she was the co-owner of the Beast, the FCL, which shout out to the Beast. They're 3-0. I've been watching every Saturday, so congratulations.
Getting your football fix.
I mean, hey, Josh Gordon's coming too. Josh Gordon's joining Johnny
Yeah,
Manziel.
I saw that announcement. Yeah, that's cool.
Although for the wrong team, of course. They're playing for he's playing for the Zappers, but whatever.
Oh.
But yeah, Renee Montgomery. So she was co-owner of the Beast, and now co-owner in a 3-part way with the Atlanta Dream. So she is building.
She took Kelly Loeffler's spot. Bought her out.
Gone.
She needed to be. So she joins that group that's owning the Dream. Good.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So
Very
she's
good.
part of the threesome, the trifecta there.
Yeah, that's great.
Group. I love
It's
that.
awesome.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we'll see more Soul ownership one of these days. Yeah.
Hey, y'all. We're here every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time. You can catch us on all your favorite podcast platforms. You can also catch us on 24/7 AM Radio Network. We just want to shout out our sponsor one more time for the month, Box Out Clothing. Check them out at www.boxout1.co.com. All the great gear, hoodies and whatnot, PG County repping hard. So we appreciate them for all of that. And if you're still around, check back in about an hour and catch us on Straight Bet Sports with Jose V.
What time are we supposed to tap in on his thing?
I don't know. Jose, let us know.
Right.
Maybe 9 or so. I don't know.
Us at. I thought it was like 9:30. I don't know. Yeah. But check us out, you guys.
Carlos,
what did you say?
He said that we think Drew Brees is going to retire. I mean,
the
way that the Saints are pushing for Russell Wilson, it sure sounds like it.
Yeah, and not to mention, he kind of approached the subject at the end of the season. So who knows? He may possibly. Oh, and for Raider news too, Terrell Williams did get signed. Raiders had dropped into free cap space. He did get signed a 1-year contract to the Detroit Lions for $6.2 million. So I would take that money too. But it's funny because Kenny Golladay and all those other guys are up for free agency this season. So it's going to be interesting to see what those Detroit Lions end up doing with all of that.
It'll be interesting.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
Thanks again, Box Out.
Thank you, Box Out. We appreciate you.
And thanks for everybody that tuned in, everybody that contributed and sharing and joining in. Shout out to moms for joining in. That was always fun to see my mom join in.
Shout out to our guest, Saul Gomez.
Yes.
Shout out to Coach Ray, Frankie Avalar, Johnny Tokos, all the boxing family of our local boxing, amateur boxing fighters, ATG. You guys keep doing your thing. We love our boxers. We love our locals. We love all our amateurs that are trying to make it. And anybody that has a hustle and grind in them. So, yes, big ups to you all.
To all of you guys. All right, y'all. We appreciate you. We will see you again next Wednesday.
All right.
Bye.
You know the word, 2 fingers. We out.